Hello everyone, and now welcome to a 1v1 matchup, Fly versus Sock. This game taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Sock spawning as the yellow human on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Fly spawning as the blue orc on the bottom right. Human versus orc 1v1 matchup on Twisted Meadow cross spawns as this game gets underway. All right, Farseer, Grunt Headhunters coming in from Fly. Meanwhile, we're looking at Mountain King first coming across from Sock here as we see a quick Stormbolt onto the Forest Troll High Priest, trying to minimize the amount of heals and inner fire given. Mountain King picks up a tome right there and now going after the remainder of this creep camp, these rock golems and this Forest Troll Trapper. Quickly surrounding that rock golem there, Mountain King gonna pick up a decent item and perhaps a tome. It is a Ring of the Arch Magi, that Mountain King pretty much having the stats of a level 2 Mountain King already, and now, well, the stats of a level 3 Mountain King, as we see the Mountain King trying to make its way back over. Farseer of Fly trying to engage here. There is one arcane tower as the wolves are trying to break their way through, and this is just not a good spot as the wolves are pretty much going to get cleaned up here. All right. As they get cleaned up, Mountain King going to finish off perhaps the remainder of this Forest Troll Trapper creep camp, pretty much ignoring that Farseer. Farseer hasn't been able to do very much, and as we are still training up Footman, no defend just quite yet. All right, low hit point Militia running around in circles, trying to get away, and will it be able to do exactly that? Continuing to slip through, turning the corner, and that Spirit Wolf is going to get taken down, not able to finish off that Militia. Mountain King at level 2, are we going to perhaps see a Stormbolt onto a Headhunter? Yes, Stormbolt onto a Headhunter. That one Headhunter going to be pretty much out of commission for a little bit of time. Low hit point Footman could get taken out. There's a deny, and now we're going to see a Stormbolt onto the other Headhunter as well. Low hit point Footman trying to retreat back. No deny on that unit as this Footman is hiding off to the north. Mountain King looking to retreat back here. No boots of speed. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? There are a couple of footmen here ready. Mountain King perhaps going to try and buy boots of speed and continue to pick off these low hit point Headhunters while, well, they don't have those extra hit points. And the armies are not large enough just quite yet. Ogre Warrior trying to give a little bit of a chase here. Wolf's going to try and engage. And here we are. That, well, Wolf, is it going to just offer up a bit of experience? It almost feels like Mountain King. Can it get a lucky bash, or is it Thunderclap? Cannot tell. All right, no tech to tier 2. Militia now being called over. Arcane Vault being added in as well. We're looking at, well, the Farseer resummoning up those Spirit Wolves. One low hit point Footman being forced to try and back away. Mountain King, are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes, another Stormbolt onto a Headhunter. Footmen are going to try to make their way over and clean things up here. Are we going to see some more damage lasting? Mountain King could try and Stormbolt it. No, not going to go after that, as a couple of Footmen are actually getting cleaned up as well. All right, low hit point Headhunter gonna get felled here. There goes one, but he is denied by the Headhunters, able to, well, finish off the unit. Meanwhile, back off to the north, the Militia are now back to their normal selves. Mountain King gonna head off to the north here, perhaps try and pick up some additional items. Are we gonna see some low hit point Peasants? There goes an ensnare. Mountain King desperately wants level 3. Are we gonna see this here as we're looking at both sides fighting? There's level 3. Now level 2 Stormbolt is gonna clean up many of these Headhunters, as it is a 200 hit point, well, stun. More Militia being cleared on over. This is incredibly aggressive by Sock. We see an ensnare on a Headhunter. That is a gift wrapped Headhunter for Sock, as Sock may be able to get another Stormbolt and perhaps force this Farseer to try and run back home. That is going to be the case. Is he just going to use a Scroll of Town Portal? Yes, he will, using the Scroll of Town Portal instead of just resurrecting at a low amount of hit points. All right. Spirit Wolf not going to be able to stick around very long. Looks like Sock is going to try and set up an expo here. Has plenty of gold, exactly enough for that, as this ensnare goes down onto that wolf here. All right. Farseer, Healing Salve, Clarity Potion, Tauren Chieftain already out on the battlefield. Mountain King sitting at level 3. Scroll of Regeneration used. Expo going to be fairly well guarded. Scout Tower already getting added in alongside a Town Hall. Meanwhile, Mountain King making its way into the center portion of the map, sitting at level 3 with that, well, powerful and threatening level 2 Stormbolt during the early portion of this game. Now, what is this Mountain King looking to do here? The Mountain King's looking to just catch units a bit off guard and perhaps try and pick off a unit or two. Mountain King is going to find a low hit point troll headhunter. Yes, he is. Well, trying to engage here and now backing away. Stormbolt onto that headhunter. Is he going to Stormbolt it? There's a Stormbolt. That's going to be a dead headhunter, and now perhaps looking to back up again. I'm used to the overlay too. I'm used to seeing a lot more on the screen and being able to glean information about how the players are doing. All right. Mountain King looking to back away again. Both sides fighting through. There's a little bit of poking. Mountain King could turn back around, perhaps get a Stormbolt onto a Raider. That is a now higher priority target. There are also Wind Riders here. The Wind Rider is going to be able to easily pick off units as they are ranged. Meanwhile, Farseer may end up getting surrounded, and Farseer does get surrounded here, and it will get taken out at level 2. What else is the Mountain King going to do? Is going to go ahead and Stormbolt a Raider. Raider also gets ensnared and gift wrapped again, as the Mountain King is now just shy of level 4. Wind Rider able to get the Tauren Chieftain up a little bit higher. Are we going to see a little bit of damage? There is a stun as the Raider is going to be able to find a way to back out. All right, a bash onto a unit there. Are we going to see the Mountain King try and catch up to that unit? Yes, it is. Mountain King now sitting at level 4, and this is an absolute just bloodbath. Everyone taking damage left and right. Mountain King trying to keep up with that Raider, needing a little bit better mana regeneration. Are we going to see that? Well, no, the Footman could have gotten in the way of... No, oh, there's a bash. Are we going to see enough? There's a final shot. Mountain King with a lucky bash finishes off the Raider, even though the Raider was just trying to ensnare that Mountain King. Blacksmith getting added in there. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2. Well, does have Stomp, has a claws of attack +8 now. Meanwhile, Farseer getting resurrected. We are still at tier 2. Farseer back out onto the battlefield, and Fly's base is still rather sparse when you look at it. Now, we could see a transition into Rifleman. Mountain King is sitting comfortably at level 4, has 2 bullets in the chamber, with a third one nearing to be ready, as we're looking at some more healing salves as well. All right, Mountain King, and we see a Stormbolt anywhere. No, we do not. No Stormbolt, and snares going down. Mountain King trying to, well, offer a little bit of protection, going to do a little bit of fighting, but this is just gift-wrapped units for Fly. Fly taking down 2 easy Footmen, and now the Raiders perhaps going to try and catch up and get a third. Supply count, 35 supply compared to 38. And remember, that's with the additional workers that SOC has with that Expo. Claws gone to the Farseer. Usually that is the case, yes. Farseer now up to +13 attack. Even though that says +4, it's really claws of attack +5. So Farseer with +13 attack and a slightly faster attack speed because of that endurance aura. Now looking to clear out more of these creep camps here, but the Mountain King has something to say. 41 supply for the SOC's army, getting the improved range. 41 supply coming across from Fly as the tech to tier 2 is done, and now getting in for a Blood Mage. Meanwhile, battle amongst all of the units here. Militia being called on over. There's a giant stomp there. Also, Scroll of the Beast used by Fly. Stormbolt finding a Raider in the back. Gonna go ahead and take it down. Mountain King looking to still fight here. Perhaps gonna be able to finish off a couple of additional units. There goes another as the Farseer gets up to level 3. The Peasants are pretty much gift-wrapped now as the Peasants are trying to go after the Raider. There's an additional lucky bash as that Raider could get taken down. One more shot needed, and it looks like he will be able to stay alive at 30 hit points and climbing. One more attack was all that was needed. I thought that bash would have done him in. Instead, this follow-up stun by the Tauren Chieftain opened up the window of opportunity there. Mountain King still can continue to fight. Rifleman getting trained up. There's Siphon Mana trying to shut down the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, well, looks like he was trying to go for a stomp. He got stunned by the Mountain King instead as the Blood Mage buys a potion of healing and now is trying to retreat back further and further. All right, Stormbolt, Chain Lightning, no. Not going to be enough. The Chain Lightning finishing off that Blood Mage at level 1 as we are looking at this bloodbath here. Mountain King sitting at level 4. Blood Mage could start to be resurrected. Should be back out into the battlefield quickly as the Mountain King retreats. Arcane Sanctum being triply sped built here. Dual barracks trading up Rifleman. And, well, what is Fly's strategy? Fly is sitting on his own expo, not nearly as well guarded, and being in a forward position, constantly putting in pressure. Units as they retreat back here. Blood Mage looking to perhaps offer enough support to that Mountain King. If that Mountain King gets to level 5, it becomes extremely dangerous as we are still looking at, well, semi-low hit point raiders, grunts, and well, Wind Riders. When the Stormbolt of the Mountain King is removing about half of the unit's health or more, well, 2 Stormbolts theoretically can take down any unit out on the battlefield. Coupled that with the Blood Mage's Siphon Mana, and that Mountain King could theoretically have, well, mana for days. Alright, Blood Mage topped out on mana. Mountain King getting in a little bit more again, and, well, back up to now full. Blood Mage is at 160 mana. We're looking at a lot of Raiders here. The Raiders do have Ensnare. They should be able to stop that channeling ability. Meanwhile, Sock, is he going to try and... Oh, going for a Tome of Retraining, and now goes for level 2 Thunderclap. Perhaps at level 2 Thunderclap and level 2 Bash. Blood Mage gets up to level 2 here. Picks up a Robe of Magi. Mountain King now up to 354 mana maximum, and also has better mana regeneration. Scroll of Town Portal underway. There is a Tome of Agility. Blood Mage not going to even bother picking it up as we are here ready once more. Mountain King going to try and head around the corner, perhaps launch a Stormbolt, but not be able to do it. I don't think he went Bash, right? I think he went Stormbolt Thunderclap, especially with the Blood Mage. With the Blood Mage as a mana battery, but I'll have to see because I can't quite tell what ability that Mountain King has. All right. Nope. Stormbolt. So it is going to be Stormbolt, Mountain King up to, or still at level 4. Are we going to see that Thunderclap right there? I don't believe Fly knows that it is a Thunderclap, and there's that Thunderclap, welcome Siphon Mana onto the Tauren Chieftain. There goes an Ensnare. Mountain King needs to get in some good Thunderclaps here to try and slow down the damage while also dishing out some of his own. Chain Lightning bouncing around here. Mountain King still has enough for a couple more Thunderclaps here. There goes a Stomp onto the Tauren Chieftain. Are we going to see a Thunderclap? Yes, we are. Mountain King now needs to get in a couple of more, finishing off a Grunt. There's level 5 now on the Mountain King. Level 5 Mountain King, level 3 Clap most likely in store, as there is another Clap there. That Mountain King has, well, a lot more mana than you would normally suspect. Perhaps a Siphon Mana into the Mountain King would be a good order, as the Mountain King now going to be in some serious trouble. Scroll of Town Portal used in order to back away. 1 Arcane Tower, 1 Guard Tower, and, well, what can happen here? All right, Mountain King buying out the shop before the shop goes down. Gonna transfer some items to that Mountain King, and now also get healed up by, well, a priest. Well, no priest. All right, no priest. Mountain King actually up to 240 mana already. Clarity Potion used. A new Arcane Vault being added as we're looking at the Raiders now putting pressure in on the Expo. All right, it looks No, cannot. I think it actually looks like there is raiders with pillage, so that is going to be some additional gold. Peasants should be on repair or something. Mountain King gets disrupted there. What are we going to see here? Mountain King going to go ahead and get in a thunderclap and now try and slow down a lot of these attacks here. Mountain King still has a potion of lesser invulnerability. Blood Mage needs to get in some siphon manas in order to get keep that Mountain King going. Mountain King does have 480 mana. There is a siphon mana away from the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain unable to launch a stomp here, as the Blood Mage could be in a little bit of a problem. There is a stomp right there. Mountain or Tauren Chieftain must have had a thunder or a potion of mana, as the Blood Mage going to use a potion of invulnerability right there. Blood Mage now up to level 3. Mountain King could be in trouble, down to 246. He's going to get stunned, ensnared, tries to go for a thunderclap. There's a banish for a save, as the Mountain King still getting away, and now the Mountain King going to fly to the unfriendly skies. Blood Mage falls at level 3. All right, Sock is just in trouble here. 28 over 62 supply, sitting on 1,000 gold. Meanwhile, Fly sitting on 62 supply, a massive supply advantage. And Sock perhaps miscalculating, thinking that he had the economic advantage throughout the game, only to realize that Fly must have set up an expo for himself here on Twisted Meadows. All right. Altar of the Kings easily going to get finished off here. Priests need to get trained up more. Goblin Shredder trying to fight back against all of these units. But for Sock, he has to see that the writing is on the wall. Even trying to train up all of these units here, he's not spending his gold quickly enough in order to have it reinforce and be effective on the battlefield. All right. Mountain King will need to do some major slow claps in a major way if Sock is to try and get back into this fight, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. Mountain King going to make its way back over, try to get in a thunderclap. There's that thunderclap. There's some damage here, but no other survivability items on the Mountain King. Is he going to get one more clap off? No, not at all, and that is the game. Sock losing the Fly here on Twisted Meadows. The heroes really carrying Fly in this matchup, being able to just keep that Mountain King in check. The Tauren Chieftain getting in those stomps, and while the Raiders also stopping unit retreats with those ensnares, and just slowly picking off riflemen and footmen until the losses became too much. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.